Hi guys, hugging around. What's up, Big Pong? How's everybody doing today? Hey guys.
How about this, guys? A real theater, a real stage.
It's like a real deal, man.
I know. All weekend long, we've been running around like ants. This is like using all the space. Allow me to make this official. Minneapolis, Minnesota, and the surrounding counties, please, won't you welcome Jensen and Jared Padalecki.
I'm pretty sure I snapped my hamstring on that one.
I know I did.
I'm getting old.
I was doing the Michael Phelps warm-up.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, if I was on the blocks next to him, like, pop, pop, what the? I'm not racing that guy.
And they're like, and I'll go
Yeah. I love you, whoever you are. Yes, you are. Hi, how are you? It is great to be back. How about Jeffrey D. Morgan there, huh? Old Papa Winchester. Finally getting down to Atlanta and kill some zombies. Winchester style.
Showing how it's done.
And I love you.
Whoa. Take it easy.
Oh my God.
I sense like a Brexit happening. It's like, I love you, Jensen. No, I love you, Jared. Scratch, scratch, claw, bite. We both love all of y'all, so just to
Hey Jared, why don't you tell us about your bocce skills last night? How much money did you lose?
in paying to get the bocce court or in losing to you guys? We really wanted to play bocce last night. We ended up at a Brits pub. Anybody been to Brits pub? And one of my dear friends, one of my groomsmen actually lives here in town. And we got together last night, and we walked over and went upstairs, and I was like, there's a giant outside bocce court. But they were packed up, and we tried to name drop ourselves, name drop our friends. It was like, I know Jennifer Love Hewitt.
They were like, get out.
They're like, we ended up having to bribe two guys.
Yeah, so we're standing there on the pitch, and we're talking to the person that's in charge of this.
Is it a pitch?
I don't know.
How do you know the lingo?
I don't, because
you were like bocce sharking me last night.
I did. I totally hustled him last night. So they're like, oh, there's a waiting list of people to get on to the field and stuff. And we're like, oh, all right. Well, we don't want to bump anybody off the list.
I did.
And then, but then there were these two guys over on one of the courts. They were just sitting there. They weren't even playing. And I'm like, well, these guys aren't even playing. I'm like, hey, Jared, why don't you go over there and maybe see if you can bribe those guys off and let us take their spot. That way we're not actually bumping somebody.
By Jared, we should go do this. He went like, hey, Jared, go walk over there and try and hand him some cash. And I was like, them? Okay.
So,
in all fairness, I worked till 3 a.m. yesterday morning, Vancouver time, so I was a little tired yesterday.
So Jared walks over, he's walking over to the thing, we're still back there, and he's talking to the guys, he's doing this, and then I see him go. And then the two guys gleefully skip away, and Jared just goes. And so, but here's where it took a turn. So we get on we start playing.
By the way, I think the first thought that occurred to me was like, yay, we get to play bocce. Instantly, the second thought occurred to me was like, I offered them too much because they didn't even negotiate. They were like, "You're gonna give us $100
Have
just to
fun.
play bocce? All right." And then one of the guys was like, "Well, how much was it? 150?" And the other guy was like, "No, 100 is fine. Like, don't scare him away. I want $100 or something."
So they take off, and then we start playing, and about 15 minutes goes by, and the lady who's kind of in charge of she walks up and she's like, "Okay, guys, your hour's up." What? Like, yeah, those guys only had it, and it changes every hour. I'm like, so he just paid for 15 minutes? Luckily, the next group on the list were no-shows, so we ended up getting to stay on and play for a little while.
Turns out Jeffrey Dean and Jensen are little bocce Olympians.
Yep. It was the Oldens versus the Youngins last night, and the Oldens prevailed.
They did. Yeah. Rematch tonight. Without further
Hi.
Hi.
My question is, if there was a movie made about your life, who would you cast to play yourself?
The guy who was climbing the Trump Tower.
Meryl Streep.
She could do it.
She can do anything.
I joked, my agent texted me after I tweeted the picture of Bizarro Jarpad. And he was like, "That's not you, right?" And I was like, "No, it's not me. I'm in Vancouver." And I was like, "The good news is, if they ever make a documentary about the guy who climbed the Trump Tower, I know I got a job." So, freaking funny. And then I saw it on CNN. I was so happy. I was like, hee. I slammed open my trailer door and I was like, "Everybody, come here!" Jensen's in his trailer next door. He's like, "What?" Like Cliff and everybody is inside my trailer. I'm like, "What?" And so, fun
And
times.
then they pick a photo of you where you're like,
Oh, like doing the church lady or something. It's an awful photo. I took a picture. I'll tweet it. Yeah, it was a really horrific photo. It was like one of those ones where you're yawning or something. So it's a picture of the Trump Tower guy and me, like. I mean, super flattering. But yeah, at least I'll have the job. This is all done. Thank you.
So my question is, if you did a follow-up to Changing Channels Now, what TV shows would you want to parody?
The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
Vampire Diaries.
Any nondescript superhero, because there's too many of them. What was it? I was like,
Game of Thrones.
no, we were doing some photo shoot on the Flash set, as some of you might know, and also the Arrow set was right next door. They were saying it was a day of. They said it's a day of superheroes, because it's also Legends of Tomorrow, too. So it's a day of superheroes and real heroes. I think, Game of Thrones,
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Real Housewives of Sheboygan.
And the Olympic swimming trials. Strap on that Speedo and let's go swim.
It's on, Jared. It's already on.
It's hydrodynamic.
Thank you.
Gilmore Girls.
They're actually parodying themselves right now. I won't stoop that low. I'm just kidding, Kim. I love you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Oh, okay.
I know they're loud.
So, what is your favorite part of being fathers?
Spinning in my chair.
Acting like children.
Congratulations, Jensen!
I agree. Jensen, ha ha. Does anybody out there have twins? Or
Where are my twins out there?
where are my twindians?
Twins. Yeah.
Awesome. Your parents
I'm
are
about to
saints.
feel your parents' pain.
That is such a difficult question to answer. There's so many cool things. There's the classic where they say, "I love you, Daddy," or you know. But it's a really weird responsibility. But sometimes my favorite part right now, being a parent of two, my favorite is when I see my kids like telling each other secrets and laughing and playing, and it's almost like, oh my God, they're 4 and 2, they're not ready to go out into the world, but you know, Jen and I will be there with Tom and Shep, and they'll interact with us, and then they'll with each other go play together, or like be playing with toys together, or telling secrets, or laughing, or giggling, or wrestling, or something. I'm like, that's so cool. Like they're almost human beings. But at first you're like, it's this little thing you don't want to break. And I'm a big guy, and I don't want to like break anything or mess them up. And then you see them play with each other, and you're like, you know what, they're going to be all right. So that's my favorite, is seeing them interact.
I had a moment the other day. I was carrying JJ. She fell asleep on the couch, and so I picked her up and I was carrying her upstairs to put her to bed, and she kind of stirred and kind of woke up in my arms as I was walking up the stairs, and she just looked up at me with like sleepy eyes. She goes, "You're so strong, Daddy." And I was like, that was a good moment. That was a good moment for me.
To a 3-year-old girl, you probably are really strong.
Speaking of this, total sidebar. Brad, our camera operator, he was doing handheld to the fight scene the other day. And, you know, it's got that top handle to the camera. So he picked it up, and he was holding it, and he goes like this. And he lifted it with 2 hands. I'm like, wait, Brad. Curl that. And literally it was like, he went. And I'm like, how? This is like, and so I grabbed it, and I was just like, dude, you need to do a push-up.
Oh, Brad. I saw somebody this morning doing the dance.
We love you, Brad. Hi.
My question is, if Mary hadn't died in the show, how different would the boys' lives have been? Like, would they have gotten into hunting, or would that life have just always have found them?
Or if Mary had a little lamb. Whose fleece was white as snow. And then everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. They probably have better manners. They probably have better hygiene. They probably wouldn't be hunters, I guess. So Sam would be a lawyer. Dean would be a stripper. A female stripper who would have the operation. Car mechanic.
Yeah, I think, and we'll learn this in season 12, that Mary really did try to protect her family from that world that she did know. So that's one of the big things that she's going to have to deal with now, coming back and seeing her 2 sons are hunters and live in that life. Because that was the life that she was trying so desperately to protect them from. So I think that if she hadn't have died, then she probably would have succeeded in protecting her family from a life of hunting. That being said, I think it was inevitable that because she's a hunter and kind of once a hunter, always a hunter. So the life would have found her again and would have ultimately found the family. So yeah, I think that eventually the sons would have had no choice.
Or they could have been farmers. And Mary could have died.
Don't start your question with
Mary
a
died.
potential nursery rhyme. I'm just gonna put that out there because Numbnuts here.
Thank you.
Anyway, I think it's a testament to their talent and their likability and the way that you guys receive them, which is why when people are, and I was one of the, I'm upset that they killed Charlie. Of course, you never really did on Supernatural, so
What are you trying to tell us?
how. Spoiler alert! No, just kidding. Or am I? No, I'm just kidding.
Or is it?
All day. I used to do that all day. What was I saying? Yeah, so even though I was upset when they were like, "Oh, we're gonna kill Charlie," I'm like, "No." You also have to remember that we got her for a lot longer than they had ever intended anyway. So I think that's the positive spin on it. But to pick a favorite, I think would be very difficult. I think there have been several that have really, really been great to partner with on the screen.
Salmon Dean. Little fish.
Something from the past.
A little leather jacket. Salmon Dean.
Jared went fishing and caught himself a salmon, and he named it Dean. So he calls him Salmon Dean. And somehow the salmon is bow-legged. Even with no legs.
Bowfin.
Bowfin.
Salmon Dean.
Okay. Tell me about Mary and her sheep.
It's a lamb. It's a little lamb.
Right.
Fleece is white as snow. White. Not like
But now wait a minute.
Not sludgy snow. Not like yellow snow.
What happened if Mary left?
The lamb was sure to go. After Mary.
So sorry.
She said salmon Dean.
This is the story that you haven't, because they would never put this on television.
It's true.
It's true. Apologies.
Thank you. It's a good fish. It's a good fish. Did you ever think about... Did ever... After he died.
Sorry, Mr. Brown.
Are there any English teachers in the audience? Seriously? English teacher? Don't
Yes.
mess with your kids like you messed with him.
What's funny is my dad...
Or mess with he.
My dad, the accountant, was the grammar Nazi. My mom, the English teacher.
You have taken that baton and ran with it. Well, you would know more than me.
He'll do a sentence.
Yeah, so sometimes I'll go, I'll say like, JJ and I.
Me.
No, JJ and I.
And me.
JJ and I.
And me.
And what about you?
We'll do it across the trailer. I'll be like, she went to the store with JJ and I. I'll be like, and me. He's like, no, you weren't at the store. It was I.
I'll say, yeah, no, he certainly knows better than me. No, me. Not you, me. We're talking about me. Stop making everything about you!
Whoa, Jesus, take it easy! You're scaring Jensen and me.
I'm not.
My daughter doesn't to my text, so I understand.
Gotcha.
Aren't you supposed to do your daughter's texts?
No, she does it to mine. She's in the stands over there.
Got it. What's up, daughter? I'm just pointing.
Okay.
What was the question?
Where's Charlie?
Yes.
Yes.
Charlie is in purgatory helping Benny.
She's kicking some serious ass. Thanks, darling. First things first, we gotta make it to Lawrence. Someone's dying. That was a death knell. Yeah, thanks, brother. Thanks, Richard. Yeah. You're the first Richard I've ever met that I've enjoyed.
I mean, there was one scene where Jeff, he'd been shooting like 12 hours on Grey's Anatomy. And then he got on a plane and took like an overnight and flew up to Vancouver and then had a full 12-hour day straight. So he had like 24 hours of work with about 2 hours of sleep. And he was spent. He's probably told you this story. But the scene was the three of us in a room and he had a ton of dialogue. And so they just started like posting his dialogue around the room on like cue cards and pieces of paper, anywhere he looked, the ceiling, anywhere. And so Jared and I just took to slapping the things on our foreheads. Like in the middle of the take, we'd just be like, maybe like 3 words, and then he'd move on and look over at Jared. Jared just be holding it in front of us. Unannounced, he's looking for it on the wall, and he's like, where did it go? Oh, Jared has it on his face.
Poor guy.
I know.
Pretty miserable.
But, so yeah, doing anything more than that, pranking him would have just been unfair at that moment. But yeah, it's, I know we kind of get, the pranks kind of get talked about every now and again. There's not a whole lot of thought that goes into sabotaging somebody else's take. It just kind of happens organically.
With Misha. Yeah, he was directing.
Yeah.
He wasn't acting.
Yeah, he was directing. I mean, that deserves a pie in the face. But a lot of it is just kind of, spur of the moment kind of messing with people. And I'm sure we've done it to almost everybody that's walked through the door.
There are certain times, and me as an actor, there are certain people and characters that I kind of have to stay in a certain vibe with. And I think anytime Matt's been on the show, it's been so weird for Sam. I love Matt, but it's been so weird for Sam that I'm not method by any means, but I'm not as silly as, say, with Jensen or Misha or something. Because for Sam to see his father as a young guy is really weird, so I kind of get to a headspace in the morning and kind of keep that headspace, you know? It's not like, you know, if you look at a basketball game or a football game or a baseball game and you see the people who aren't on the field or on the court, they're not playing Pokemon Go. They're still there. They're still watching. They're still staying in the moment. It's not like they're going and, you know, reading a book or having a shower or watching a TV. They're kind of staying. The game's on, you know, from the time they call action on the first scene of the day to the time they call that's a wrap at night. For certain instances and certain scenes, your character is in a weird place, you know. Like I always talk about Sacrifice, but the end of season 8 when it was me and Mark Shepard. I mean, that was 3 long, miserable days of me in a bad headspace. But I felt like that's what I needed as a person to get Sam to there. Meanwhile, I love messing with Mark Shepard, but those days I didn't, you know. So. We don't want him to be too rough. There will be more. There will be. Something is in the works right now with somebody, and we're not going to tip it off yet, but y'all will be very excited. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, so I understand you guys have been a little involved with the Kings of Con show that Rob and Richard are doing. Could you tell us what it was like to work with them and what was it like to be guest stars?
I'll never do that again.
Yeah, I mean, talk about Bush League. Just.
Thank you. Next question. Awesome. You start out.
I will say, I was.
I'll watch your 6.
I was pleasantly surprised at the professionalism that was taking place at that.
Totally different than
set.
Supernatural.
Yes. Yeah, we showed up in the afternoon, and you know, it was just a well-run production, and it was fun for us because.
I just peed myself.
I will say that they, you know, it was fun watching them be so excited about what they were doing in that regard.
I'm sweating.
Every water bottle he and I drink, that's what happens to it.
Becomes a gun.
Seeing them do, in my opinion, one of the things that they do best is that kind of riffing, that comedy, that style of work and play. So for Jared and I to kind of get into that with them and to be able to participate, and not just in the green room or backstage, to actually do it and record it and make it about something. I really enjoyed it. I wish we could do it more.
There's something really cool, and I've experienced it now twice in the last 6 months. Once was on Gilmore Girls, the Netflix movie. It was awesome. I just watched it. The other was on Kings of Con, and that's being on a set that's not all about me. And you know what I mean? Like, I think it was so relieving for us to go like, listen, we're the guest stars. This is amazing. Like, we just, as opposed to being the people who need to like slam the volleyball, we just set it up. You know, and so it was nice to see Rob and Richard, who are both incredibly talented. I'll never say that in front of them, but incredible and smart and funny and talented and, you know, quick as a whip, with great wit. It was nice to just sit there and kind of watch them as fellow actors, where the show was about them, not about us. Like, that was, like, I could have done that all day and all night. It was also nice. I love being part of a set that subscribes to best idea wins. So there was no ego. It wasn't like Rich and Rob came in, they're like, hey, here's what you guys are gonna do, and blah, blah, blah. And if we had an idea, they're like, no, don't like it. They were like, oh, cool, that's awesome. Like, let's give it a shot. You know, if it doesn't work, great. If it does, we don't have a lot of time for that on Supernatural because we have 8 days with however many pages to try and get it to post-production, to try and put on the air a month later. There it was like, hey, do y'all want to try another one? Do you want to try this? Do you want to try that? Do you want to do one like this or like that? It was kind of cool. It was very different where, we're in the confines of we have to make this television show day in, day out, and all eyes are looking at us. It was nice to kind of like, to be a fan of who I was working with. Not that I'm not a fan of Jensen, but usually the cameras are on us, And when I say me, I mean us. Like the cameras are always on. You smell fine. That's all I got. It was great. It was great. I'd like to do it again.
That was just
I hear something, Jared, but I don't see anything.
Thanks, brother. Good
I
stuff.
don't see
Hey. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. No.
Plenty more where that came from.
I appreciate that.
Keep it up.
Yeah, you got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the kings of Canaan.
As you were.
All right, good. This will go towards our next bocce bribing.
What?
Don't ask.
Thank you.
If you could play any character on The Walking Dead, who would it be?
I would like to be a new character. I'd like a brand new character who shows up and he's got a past we don't entirely know about, but he seems to be really good at what he does. He's got floppy hair. He's tall. His last name is Remington. Smith and Wesson.
You know who we'd like to play on Walking Dead? Sam and Dean Winchester. Yeah, we'd end that show real quick and we'd end Vampire Diaries, which is very can't think of a better reason to use the grenade launcher than a bunch of zombies.
I will say this, in the first 5 episodes of Supernatural Season 12, the grenade launcher makes an appearance. Finally. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello guys, my name is Masha, and my question is for Jared. What was your first reaction? And Jensen, it's a question about you, so relax.
Where are you from?
Ukraine. I told
Okay, yes, we were earlier.
Yeah, she told you in the photos.
She's a shadow right now, I don't see anything.
No, she's not. She's a person.
I
She's
only
feelings.
see movement.
I remember
I'm like a
you.
Tyrannosaurus right now.
Thank you, Jensen.
If you stay really still, I won't see you. But yes, I can see your hair.
My question is, how did you find out, and what was your first reaction about the Echo twins?
The Echo...
Twins.
Echo's twins. Oh, the Echo's twins!
No, the Echo 3s. The first about the Echo 3s? Let me make something up real quick.
That's a very multi-layered question. So he and I and our wives are all very close. We see each other on a regular basis, whether we're shooting or not. And when I found out, I think my first instinct was to like pour him a stiff drink and go like, "I'm sorry, man." No, I couldn't be more thrilled for him.
He went into the kitchen where Jen was and said, "Hey, honey, did you hear the news? The Eccles? Yeah, they just caught up and passed us." And then he sat in the bedroom.
I'm thrilled for them. The twins couldn't have better parents, and Tom and Shep are going to have 2 new friends. So I'm happy for. Yeah, very awesome. Very awesome.
We're really getting it. Yeah. That's the last question's about you, not the person asking the question. About your scat singing.
Yeah. SB family, say hi to Brooklyn. So, Brooklyn, don't mess it up. What is your last question? You're not going to mess it up. You're just
First, I wanted to thank you for all that you've done with the You Are Not Alone campaign and everything, because that is very near and dear to my heart. My uncle suffered through that and unfortunately lost the battle. After that, I had a lot of troubles with that too. And I just want to thank you for everything that you're doing for everyone else. I wish that, I would have had I wanted to ask Jensen from me and my mom. This is actually my first Supernatural convention, thanks to her. Back there in the crowd. We want to know if you would reenact the scream from season 4 in the locker room.
Minneapolis, Minnesota, St. Paul, the surrounding areas. We love you guys. Thank y'all so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys. Love y'all.